Hi, everyone. You're back. I'm back. Welcome to the World Tapping Circle. I'm your host, Sonya Sophia. You are here in the circle joining hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people who are using EFT to process, learning to clear what's inside of them, learning to go in, to go out. So thank you for joining us. I want to let you know that tapping can be intense sometimes. It is going to stir up emotions. We came here to rake the muck and move pieces of that out of us. So be gentle with yourself. Sometimes you might want to have a glass of water or a tissue handy, maybe even something to write on, because you're going to have realizations and sudden downloads and understand yourself better. And you might want to take a few notes along the way and also circle back to things from previous notes that you said, I still need to work on that. And there might be a session where you want to finish up an issue so it doesn't keep reoccurring in your life. So the theme for today's tap is protecting my heart. So first I want to talk to you a little bit about what that means. That means that sometimes in our life, we actually have to be the good guardians of our heart. As much as we are open-hearted people, as much as we want to love, as much as we want to trust everybody, sometimes this world in the condition it's in right now isn't a safe place to have your heart fully exposed. Does it mean that you shouldn't use your heart or that you shouldn't feel love? No. But it may mean that you don't leave the front door just flapping in the breeze for any old fool to come in and wipe their feet all over your nice clean floor. So the problem with protecting our hearts is often we close it after we've been hurt, after we felt attacked, after we felt insulted. It's sort of like closing your heart after the scary thing already ran in, and then you lock the door and close it. But what's happening is that thing is already there. So what we want to do is take care of what's inside of our heart, which made us want to protect it in the first place, bring a lot of self-love and connection to the flow of love itself in, and then check and see how we're feeling about the front door. Maybe we don't need 16 deadbolts on it and never to open it again. Maybe we just want to do the screen latch and be careful about checking out who's at the door before we answer it. But we'll get there. But that's the theme of today's tap. So if there's a place in your life or a situation in your life or a person in your life that you are actively closing your heart to in order to protect yourself, this is going to be really helpful for you. Even if it's a past experience where you think about a relationship or a situation, it could be work related, it could be family related, it could be romantic related, where you're actively keeping your heart on shutdown. The problem with doing that, besides locking the pain inside you, is that it actually locks your love inside you too. And it can make you feel pretty numb and shut down, because not only do we lock out people, but we lock out good people too. That door that's locked isn't discerning. So by taking care of what's happening inside of us, we're going to have more discernment, and we're going to have an ability to still breathe our love into the world, receive whatever love is there for us, but also see how to take better care of our hearts. Does that make sense? So are you guys ready? Do you want to do this? Do you have an idea of where you want to aim today's tap? We're about to roll the core causes questions, and for the new people watching, what that is a 5-minute online survey. We don't look at those answers. Those answers are really to jog your memory, to get information Googled up from the depths of your subconscious up on the desktop of your mind, so that you can start processing at a much deeper level instead of a more superficial, trivial level, and get more bang for your buck in this session. And I think you'll see that as you continue to use tapping, that so much goes to these core early formative years. And as you really start getting traction on that, all kinds of things appear in the surface of your life, your relationships, your money, your life experience, your self image, your self esteem, the way you hold yourself, the way you value yourself, the way you communicate, your creativity. All of these things will be greatly enhanced. So, thank you for trusting the process and continuing to tap along. All right, into the core causes you go. 5 minutes. I'll see you on the other side. Okay, welcome back. Let's begin the tap. Here we go. Repeating after me, I'll call out the points, you do them on your body. Feel free to change what I'm saying and modify it to more accurately reflect your own experience, even if it's the exact opposite of what I'm saying. Big deep breath. Even though there's a part of me that's protecting my heart, I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the top of your head. This part of me that's protecting my heart. Tapping the sides of the head, the back of the head, and breathe. Tapping the eyebrows, this part of me. Tuning into where you're protecting and guarding your heart and what towards, meaning I'm guarding it towards men or women or the world. Big deep breath. Tapping the cheeks. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping under the nose, even though there's a part of me that feels the need to protect my heart. Tapping under the lips and breathing. Tapping the chest, this part of me. Tapping the front of the ribs, this part of me that protects my heart. And breathe. Tapping the side of the ribs. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the inside of the wrist, even though I did this for a good reason. So take 15 seconds and describe why you had to close your heart. Tapping the side of your thumb. I accept the part of me that had to shut down and pull away. Tapping your index finger. I accept this part of me that had to shut down and pull away. And tapping the middle finger. I deeply and completely love and respect myself. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger, even though I had to pull back. Excuse me, I had to pull back. I had to shut down. Tapping the little finger. It was too much. And say what it was. It was too much pain. It was too much anger. It was too much stress. Say it again. It was too much what? Tapping the top of the head. It was way too much. And then say again what it was too much of. Tapping the sides of the head and the back of the head. And it was affecting me. And describe how it was affecting you. It was making me sad. It was making me furious. It was making me tired. Tapping the eyebrows. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tap the temples, even though I had to close my heart because I was feeling too much what? Tapping the cheeks. I did this to protect myself. Tapping under the nose. And for good reason. Tapping under the lips. Breathe. Tapping the chest. I'm open to loving and appreciating myself. Give yourself some appreciation for having this natural reflex that has saved you and supported you for a long time. Maybe long past when it actually needed to protect you. Tapping the front of the ribs. I'm giving myself permission to see what happened inside my heart in this situation. So tapping the side of the ribs. So let's talk about the pain that got in, the scary thing that got in before you closed your heart. Meaning, I was feeling disrespected. I was feeling criticized. I was feeling unappreciated. Tap the inside of the wrist. So describe what was going on that made you decide you needed to close your heart. Keep talking, tapping the side of your thumb, tapping the index finger. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tap the middle finger, even though this was happening for how long? How long did that go on? A year, 3 years, 10 years, 3 months? Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. And what did you start believing as a result of this experience? I started believing I was crazy, or I started believing I was a bad person, or I started believing I was incapable. Tap the little finger. Say it again. What did you start to think was true about you? Tapping the side of the hand. I love and receive myself. I see how this shaped me. Big, deep breath. Tapping the top of the head. I closed my heart, but it left me trapped inside with these beliefs, these fears, and these feelings. Tapping the side of the head and the back of the head. Big, deep breath. Tuning in to these negative beliefs and these feelings. So we're going to break it down again. Tap the eyebrow. I started to believe what? Say it out loud. Tapping the temples. And I also started to feel and describe how you started to feel. Tapping the cheeks. I love and respect myself, even if these feelings shaped me. Tapping under the nose, altered the way I felt about myself. Tapping under the lips, made me lose confidence. Tapping the chest, made me lose sleep, made me lose energy. Tapping the front of the ribs. I forgive myself for feeling stuck inside with this leftover mess. And breathe. Tapping the side of the ribs. I'm giving myself the possibility of cleaning up this remaining pain inside me in the form of, and describe what it's in the form of, meaning how it shaped you or how it makes you feel. Tapping the inside of the wrist. I give myself permission to release this remaining stress and these limiting thoughts. Tap the side of the thumb. And these toxic feelings. Tap the index finger. These limiting thoughts, like, and then say out loud, tap the middle finger. And these leftover feelings of rage, resentment, fear, panic, tap the bottom of the fourth finger. I'm open to loving and accepting myself, even if there's still leftover feelings of, and then say what your feelings are. For example, shame, guilt. Big deep breath. Tapping your little finger. I love and forgive myself for anything I did to cause or create this situation in the first place. Tap the side of the hand. So let's think about the situation that we're tapping on right now and see if it matches a pattern that started earlier in your life. Is it possible that this experience is reflecting back to the way you were treated by one of your parents, or a step-parent, or a person who raised you? Check and see. Tapping the top of the head. Even though I can track this back, and then say where you think this pattern started. Maybe it was the first lover you ever had. Maybe it was your relationship with your father or your mother. Tapping the back of the skull. I'm allowing myself to release the need to keep replaying this. Tapping all over your head, to the eyebrows, including in this relationship with, and then talk about the relationship that we were originally discussing. For example, my relationship at work or my relationship with my husband. Big deep breath. Tapping the cheeks. I'm open to loving and releasing myself. Tapping under the nose. Even if this situation cost me so much peace. Tapping under the lips. Cost me so much self-esteem. Tapping the chest. I deserve to get my joy back, my energy back, and to feel free. Tapping the front of the ribs. Even though this pattern started back when, so let's go back to where it started and take 30 seconds as you tap the bottom of your rib cage to discuss when it started. For example, it started when my parents got divorced. And I started to feel what back then? Tap the side of the ribs. I'm open to loving and accepting this younger version of me. Big deep breath. Tapping the inside of the wrist. It's safe for me to finally process this pain. Tap the side of the thumb. Including the memory of what? Now here we're going to talk about a specific instance or a combination of instances that always happened. For example, always getting picked up late from school or chronically being yelled at. But maybe there's also one big, whoa, that was the moment. So go back in time and let's highlight a memory or a series of memories and start working those out. Tapping the index finger, big deep breath. I remember back when, and then say your memory. Tapping the middle finger. Discuss it again. I remember when I was. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger. And what I needed was, what did you need? Tap your little finger. But what I got was, tap the side of the hand. I came back to heal that now. Tap the top of the head. I want you to say to that younger version of yourself, hey, sweetheart, or hey, little buddy, I'm here now. Tapping the side of the head, tell them, I'm sorry it took me so long to find you. Tapping the eyebrows. It wasn't fair. Tap the temples, and you never deserved that. Tapping the cheeks. I came back to rescue you. Tapping under the nose. Now I want you to give to that younger version of you what was missing. So tapping under the lips. So if love was missing, give them love. If encouragement or support or acknowledgement was missing, give them that. Tap the chest. Visualizing again, if it was safety, I want you to take them out of that situation and bring them to come live with you now. Big deep breath. Keep talking to them, tapping on the front of the ribs, giving them the energy, the emotion, or the words that they needed. Tapping the side of the ribs. I'm allowing this younger version of me to finally heal and recover completely. Tapping the inside of the wrist. Taking back my power. Tapping the side of the thumb. Taking back my energy. Tap the index finger. Taking my attention back. And breathe. Tapping the middle finger. I'm open to loving and appreciating myself for all the time it took. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. Releasing the stress, the injustice, the pain that this created. Tap the little finger. Tuning into that younger version of you. Check on them and see how they're doing. Tap the side of the hand. Ask them what they need. Tap the top of the head. Respond to them. Let them know that you hear them, that they matter, and that you understand now the suffering. Tapping the side of the head and the back of the head. Tapping the eyebrows, telling your body, it's safe for me to release this old information, especially from my, and then say where you think this old story's been stored in your body, in your heart, in your chest, in your shoulders, wherever you feel that it's been stored. Tapping under the nose. I give myself permission to release this old energy. tapping under the lips, this old information, tapping the chest from everywhere in my body. Every cell that contains this fear, this anger, this pain. And breathe, tapping the front of the ribs. This is my justice. Tap the side of the ribs. I finally get heard and recognized. Tap the inside of the wrist. I finally get appreciated for what I went through. Big deep breath. Tap the side of the thumb. I'm allowing myself to heal this at the core cause. Tap the index finger, no matter how far back that goes. Big deep breath, tuning in to how far back this goes. And breathing. Tapping the middle finger. It's safe to release this so that I can create a different experience. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. Now I want you to imagine that old time whenever this painful experience happened. I want you to imagine a completely different scenario. Maybe it's imagining a different parental figure, a different mom or a new dad. Maybe it's bringing your adult self there and being like, I'm going to be your champion. I'm going to be the person. But whatever it is, I want you to imagine a completely different outcome, a positive outcome. For example, if you were abandoned and left alone to cry, it's imagining that at the first sign of discomfort, someone who loved and adored you, picked you up, took care of you, and saw what needed to be done. Tap the little finger. We're going to say this situation out loud. You're going to make up a new story because the mirror neurons in your brain and the neurites, the thinking cells in your heart, are looking for new information to replace the old story with. Tap the side of the hand. So let's give it a new story. So your story would go like this. I see myself sitting alone in my room, and my sister comes in and brings me a flower. My father comes in and takes me by the hand, and we go outside and play. Something that is positive and loving. Tapping the top of the head. You've got 30 seconds to make your new story. And I want you to feel it in your body as if it's real. Keep talking and tapping your eyebrows. And then down to the temples. And to the front of the cheeks. And breathe. Tapping under the nose. I give myself permission to take in this new story. Tapping the chest, allowing my body to receive this new information as if it were the original information. Tapping the front of the ribs. Describe the story again and how you're feeling in that story. For example, I'm feeling loved. I'm feeling companionship. I'm feeling cared for. Tapping the side of the ribs. I'm allowing my body to receive these new feelings. Especially in my, and then say where you used to store the painful story, bringing the new pleasurable story in. So for example, I allow myself to receive these new feelings into my heart. Tapping the side of the thumb. Tapping the index finger. I allow myself to receive these new feelings. Breathe them in. Feeling supported, feeling enjoyment. Tapping the middle finger, feeling peace and safety. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger. I'm allowing my body to take this new experience and replace the old experience. Tapping the little finger, see if you can remember the old experience. Just focusing on whatever is still there. Tap the side of the hand, tuning in on whatever is still there and say, the piece that still really bothers me is this, and then say what that is. Tapping the top of the head, I give myself permission to accept this remaining piece, and then say what it is again. And if it was something somebody said, say exactly what they said. I give myself permission to accept this remaining piece, including when I was called stupid. Tap the eyebrows. Tapping the temples. I accept this remaining piece exactly as it is. Tapping the front of the cheeks. Say the remaining piece again. Tapping under the nose. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping under the lips. Even with this remaining piece, and say exactly what that piece is again, focusing on it, breathing compassion to that time and place, that information still stored in your body. Tapping the chest, breathing, focusing love, loving attention to this place inside you that's still waiting for love. Tapping the front of the ribs. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tap the side of the ribs exactly as I am. Tapping the inside of the wrist. I give myself permission to completely receive my own love now. Tapping the side of the thumb and breathing. Tapping the index finger, tuning in one more time to whatever piece at the core cause of the situation that made you protect your heart. Tap the middle finger. It's safe for me to heal this once and for all. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. Even if I'm still holding on to blame or shame. So tune in and see which of those two feelings is the strongest for you in this situation. Do you feel shame? Do you feel blame? Tap the little finger. It's safe for me to finally process this stored shame and blame. Towards who? Tap the side of the hand. Towards myself, and towards who? Tap the top of the head. I'm open to forgiving myself completely for holding on to this for so long, or for causing and creating pain with this situation that was an unprocessed part of my own childhood. My own experience. Tap the eyebrows and breathe. Tapping the temples. I forgive myself for repeating this situation with who? Tapping the cheeks for as many times as I have. Tapping under the nose. I'm almost open to forgiving everyone involved, to free myself from bitterness, resentment, and feeling shut down inside. Part of me does not want to forgive them. Tap the front of the ribs. Part of me does not want to forgive myself. Tapping the side of the ribs. Part of me does not want to forgive. Tap the inside of the wrist. I accept the part of me that doesn't want to forgive yet. Tap the side of the thumb. I want you to tune in about what valuable lessons you learned from this situation. So with every bad situation comes a lesson that's important to learn. Did it give you a feisty attitude? Did it give you thicker skin that you still use today that helps protect you? Did it give you compassion and make you want to help people who had suffered in a similar way? Tap the index finger. Is it possible that without that scary thing, hard thing happening to you, that you may never have grown into somebody who has these positive attributes? Tap the bottom of the middle of the third finger. I give myself permission to accept these gifts that came with this pain. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger, including the gift of, and then say what it was, the good thing that came out of this. Tap the little finger. It's possible that I can release and relax inside now. Tap the side of the hand. I'm healing any remaining damage in the form of lack of trust and the way it affected the way I think, the way I feel, the way it affected my opportunities. Tapping the top of the head. I allow myself to release any remaining debris from this situation so I can take better care of my heart. Tapping the eyebrows. Tapping the temples. Tapping down to the heart. I want you just to check in now. How are you feeling in regards to the situation that you brought to the circle? What number was it in intensity at the beginning? Where is it now? Put that in the chat. And let me know what's still there for you to process, if there's anything at all. For those of you who are not chatting with us, you're tapping, tuning in. You might stop and take a note for a minute. I want you to remind you that in the video library that comes with your subscription, you will be able to pause the video at any time so you can go at your own pace. And some people need to move more slowly than these live sessions, and that's always a good option. All right, scrolling down. Erica says she was at an 8. Now she's at a 5. Christina says a 10 to a 6. Great job, Christina. Josie said a 10 to a 7. Feeling the emotional ache, the pain of being seen. Samadhi said it was a 9, shot up to a 12, has dropped down to a 4. That's quite common. We tend to underestimate how intense things really are until they heal. Jana M says it was a 9 or a 10, it's down to a 4, and now it seems kind of silly. Isn't that amazing? That happens to so many of us. This is why we tap. You just did years worth of work in a few minutes. Daniel says I'm 50% there, an 8 to a 4. Marianne says feeling light. Diane says feeling better and have more understanding, a 7 to a 5. Shodo says it was a 9, went up to about 20, now about a 4. I still can't believe it will be better now. Was able to make up a story that seemed credible though. Good. We're going to wrap it up, y'all. Massaging the front of the chest. I'm allowing myself the possibility of completing what is here for me. Including, and say what is still there. This remaining, say what it is. Shodo, it could be disbelief. For others, it could be this remaining anger. Tapping the eyebrows. Say whatever's there. This remaining. Tapping the temples. Say it again. This remaining. Tapping the cheeks. This remaining. Tapping under the nose. I'm open to loving and expressing myself. Tapping under the lips. Even with this remaining, say what's still there for you, a feeling, a thought, a fear. Tap the chest. I want you to accept whatever's there for now exactly as it is, without editing, without changing it. Just bringing your compassion to this place in your body, this place in time, this place in your mind. Bringing love like you're your own best friend, like you're your most gentle, kind, sweet, loving, nurturing friend. Tapping the front of the ribs. Telling this part of yourself, I'm with you. I love you. I'm here to protect you. Tapping the side of the ribs, I'm with you. I love you. I'm here to protect you. Tapping the inside of the wrist, I'm with you. I love you. I'm here to protect you. And breathe. Tapping the side of the thumb. It's okay to let this go now. Tap the index finger. You've suffered long enough. Tap the middle finger. The lessons have been learned. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. And I'm evolving past the need to keep recreating this. Tap the little finger. I'm totally forgiving myself right now. Ready? Totally forgive yourself. Boom. Done. Yeah. Tap the side of the hand. It's okay for me to feel good about myself. I'm experimenting with forgiving. And then say who else you might experiment with forgiving. My mother, my father, my ex, my friend. Tap the top of the head. I'm open to forgiving them because I know that they couldn't have treated me that way if someone hadn't treated them that way. Tapping the side of the head, and I'm sending compassion to the pain that they went through that ended up coming out on me. Tap the eyebrows. So sending compassion and mercy to every person, even if this goes back generations or lifetimes. Do it again, tapping the cheeks, sending compassion and infinite mercy to wherever this painful condition started, because it's going to stop here with you. Tapping under the lips, sending one more huge wave of compassion to yourself, to the people involved in the situation for having so much pain inside them, and to whoever created that pain in the beginning. I forgive you all, whether you deserve it or not. Let's say it again with some more enthusiasm, tapping the front of the ribs. I forgive you all, whether you deserve it or not, because I deserve to feel free and safe in my heart. Tap the side of the ribs. I deserve to feel open, trusting, alive, and aligned. Tap the inside of the wrist. I'm doing this for myself and for everyone involved because I can. Big deep breath. Tapping the side of the thumb. I give myself permission to completely regenerate my heart now. Tap the index finger, and every part of me that was shut down, mistrustful, or lost my ability to see or perceive clearly. Tap the middle finger. I'm allowing myself to take better care of my heart. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger to pay attention to red flags. Tap the little finger to respect myself. Tap the side of the hand to have courage, to love myself. Tuning in again, tapping your chest. Notice where you are with this now. You've spent 1 hour, actually a little less because we had a little chat at the beginning. So about 45 minutes, taking time to scrub your heart clean. How are you feeling after joining us today? And I'm glad you came here to be with me, because you give my life meaning and purpose and a place to put my love. And that keeps me alive, because I know I'm part of the solution, and that feels good. So thank you for joining us in the tapping circle. So anything you want to tell me about how tapping is changing your life, about what you're learning and growing by committing to doing this on a regular basis, helps me to understand, number one, that it's valuable. Number two, that I should keep going. Number three, that it's working. So know that you're loved. Know that you're cared for. Know that you make a difference in this world. And together, we are healing humanity. Thank you for joining us. I look forward to our next circle.